everybody. How are you? Jan the Man here. Welcome to BitcoinWorkshops.ca. Come on in. Check us out. Let's do this. Worthy of something in our lives, and it is very relevant. So, like, my mom thinks it's not relevant. She's challenging it against gold. I used to think myself that gold was probably the only challenger to cryptocurrency, and some will debate me and all that good stuff. But think about it a little bit. Gold's pretty powerful. So is silver, and the market has been built on that, and the money's been kind of exercised off of the gold, etc. And so on. So now crypto has blended with gold anyway, okay? So we've got a couple of gold coins now. We've got Kinesis, we've got Carat bars. So for all the Goldilocks lovers, we have two crypto coins backed by gold now. It's just a synergy, and it's just gonna happen again and again in our lives. So keep that in mind too. All the ideas that are already out here, all the stuff that we grew up learning and loving, they're all gonna turn into crypto. I was talking to someone today about loyalty programs, and I also alerted them that the loyalty program world of shoppers points and PC points and all these petro points is all going to converge into crypto. Why wouldn't it? Why do we have all these stupid points, right? Like, think about everyone's wallets and the cards we have and famous players points and all that stuff. It's like, what? Like, what do we care, right? So all of that's going to turn into crypto, and then we're going to exchange this through the mechanisms of the same kind of highways that they have already set up. So this is where it gets exciting, right? Crypto is going to replace things. So tons of our family members play video games on their devices, and hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming. Tons of family members play these video games on their devices, and they're all playing Bejeweled and these, whatever, time management games and all the different segments they play. I don't have time to play games, but I know all about them. And anyway, so they're getting all this bullshit points basically for time wasted. They're going to get crypto. It's just a matter of time before the gaming companies and all these other industries wake up, light up, get involved, and then they're going to start crypto rewarding things inside of these segments. So this is when investing gets really exciting. So tonight, my workshop and my class here is all based off of the base root of that we should be investing in crypto. Okay, that's what I'm here for. I'm an evangelist of the decentralized web, and I'm an evangelist and brand ambassador of the decentralized economy and currency. And I believe that we are people that need to have control over our information, over where we're putting our stuff, who has it of us, what they know about us, and what we're doing with our money and our stuff. And I really believe in that. And I know why I believe in that is because I've been on the internet since 1993. It's 25-ish years that I've watched the internet like television now, and I've kind of canceled my cable way back in the 90s. And I've watched the internet every day. So I've watched YouTube and all these formats that we've come through. And I've blasted through American formats and European formats that most of you probably have never seen. And I've constantly studied media online for 25 years in a row. So when I saw the spooling up and the velocity that cryptocurrency was also coming through the internet with that, I jumped on again, opened up the workshops last year in September, and this all started in my living room. So I brought this from my living room out to the public, and some of these guys have been in my living room still. They're still hanging out there because we can't stop the crypto love. But yeah, we're all over this, and we brought this to the public to show you guys how serious it is, and that we're really doing it, and that we've been successful with it, right? So a lot of people say, where's the money, Jan? And truthfully, right now, there is none. There's no money right now in the space. We're going to go to the market here for a second and look at the numbers, okay? I don't lie about the space. I think that's why I get a lot of respect from the community, is because I tell everyone and my neighbors the truth. And that's what they need to friggin' hear, because everyone's a full of shit liar out there, especially in the news and the media, and they twist everything really badly. Right now, at 86, I'm going to do rough math because I already know it in my head, but we're about 150% profit right now from the exact same time last year if you held Bitcoin, at least. So if you just took that notion 1 year from now, and you're an investor, and you just took 10 grand 1 year ago today, this Thursday, plunked it on Bitcoin, you'd be up about 150, 170%-ish in that zone. I'm just saying we're approximate tonight. That's still really good. Like, that's still really, really good. Like, there's real estate investments at 12%, and there's a few cool things at the bank maybe, and there's some new younger modern banks coming out with cool things around 2% if you want some. But really, I'm in love with 150%. I think that is like value. I think that's worth it to me. And there's other shittier things that I could be investing my money on, okay? And so could you. So keep that in mind. So right there, whatever the news says about Bitcoin, they said it was in the toilet 3 days ago and now it's back and all this crap, who cares? Keep in mind, dates to dates, as an investor, you're already up 150-ish%, just being rough numbers. So can I see a hands if everyone likes 150%, please? Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being capitalists. Yeah. So 150% is not bad. Now, keep in mind this, okay? If I told you, hey, I've got this like sure thing, and it's on sale right now, and it's still made me 150% in the last year, and look at it right now, it's 67% off right now, 67.29% off right now on the all-time point index. So Bitcoin at the all-time high was $20,089. Today, US, it's at 65.70. We are down 67% from its all-time high. Closely accurate, whatever, people can challenge it. But the point is what? What is the point, everybody? The point is it's on sale right now. So for those of you that want to buy Bitcoin tonight, I'm available to sell you some, as always. I also buy Bitcoin from anyone and everyone. If you need money back from it, I'll buy it from you anytime. I buy Ethereum, I buy Litecoin, and I sell them all as well. So you have a wonderful assortment of dealings with me as your broker, and I can help you purchase and manage all these things in a wallet and set you up for goods. I even got a 2-minute video I'm going to show you guys tonight where I gave my friend $100 for his birthday just yesterday there, Matt, and Corey helped me film that stuff. But anyway, why? Why this? Why the Bitcoin? Why these coins? How do they exist? Who gives a shit? Why do they have this marketplace? How did they get this marketplace, Jan? You know, where do they come from? All of a sudden we have these coins and we never had them before. All right, I'll tell you why. In 2008, the market was crashing. Wall Street was having a shit fit. It was going in the toilet. Some of you remember that, some of you don't. Whatever, it's all good. But 2008 was a crucial year. In 2009, this group led by Satoshi Nakamoto, who is a pen name, a book name. And the reason he's a pen name, a lot of people challenge that as well. But you just think about the revolution for a minute that this has caused and created. This man would be dead by now, right? Like whoever that was. So it was smart, very intelligent to come out with a pen name and let a team of other developers kind of push it with the crowd and not be hierarchy and centralized and the king and involved like that, because he would have been shot down. So it's really beautiful. And the way that this was released is between two people. So I still have this notion in my mind, I'm just a friend of yours and the neighbor, but I think whoever was the person that received Bitcoin from Satoshi Nakamoto probably knew who that was. And I don't know if they know or not, but whatever, because it had to go from one person to the other, and that's how it all started. So what it was, it's almost like emailing each other money. You know, when we email, like I'm on Bank of Montreal, and if I get an e-transfer from you, it'll have like a weird blockchain-looking address in there anyway nowadays, and I can see it pasted in there. So what's going on is that we've been able to email our money around anyway in a secure format, and really Bitcoin and these kind of monies and currencies really operate the same. So you're really inside of apps, and you're really emailing money around that's kind of allocated to you. And what the blockchain does is it creates the ledger. And the ledger is super solid and unshakable, and that's why it's awesome. So that's it. So you can't go and mess with the blockchain and screw it up or change it up, and everything is secure and transparent, so everything can be tracked and delivered. And that is the key of it all. Blockchain is really a wonderful, wonderful type of software that delivers on secure type things, okay? Just layman's terms. So contracts, mortgages, loans, insurance docs, anywhere you have to sign your name and you got all your info in there and your driver's license and all these kinds of things, these need to be into the blockchain system. And many of the insurance companies and such are already racing right now to develop blockchain apps and so on inside their organizations so that they can take care of this kind of paperwork, okay? I'm bouncing around a little bit though. But I'm gonna get back to the relevancy of these coins for a minute. So all of these coins came out like Bitcoin, like a software, and they all have a certain idea behind them, and they're all called a project. So every one of these coins is technically a project. Now Bitcoin is held up by volunteers around the world. All over the world, volunteers are holding up the most valuable cryptocurrency of all time, and it's all volunteer based. Right now we mine for coins with these things and we get a commission and a profit. We've also masternoding for commission and a profit. But the people that hold up Bitcoin at the market cap of billions actually supply their machines, their electricity, and their stuff for free in a way of volunteerism. And it's huge. It's actually massive, and a lot of people don't even know that fact, so it's pretty cool. Bitcoin is held up by volunteering. So the rest of the coins, however, are all held up by different institutions and people. And how all this meshes together and how this all works is all, in layman's terms, like a bunch of servers. Technically, it really is. They're all files, they're all servers, they're all talking to one another. They're using the blockchain to keep it all, clean and transparent. But really what we're having here is just a ton of different computerized, items and moments and packets and data flying around the world, all addressed and accumulating into a value proposition, okay? And cryptocurrency got really valuable when they created what's called an exchange. So now you can go online and you can take $200, $2,000 of Bitcoin, and you can convert that into other opportunity, and that's really cool too. So a lot of people don't know how that works, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that tonight as well. I'll whip over to Binance here for a second. Show you guys a market there. Before I go there though, let's bounce back for 2 minutes. That's my website, bitcoinworkshops.ca. I encourage all of you to go there. I encourage you to listen to the podcast, take the survey, hit the resources page. It's tons of good quality wallets and advice of what to download and use there. The workshops themselves get booked through here at your own time and convenience. And then I also have other kinds of interesting bookings in the space for you guys to learn and so on with no pressure, if that's the nice way to put it. But you can come in and you can make a Bitcoin currency purchase in private over 15 minutes. You can get a bill payment, cash back on your Bitcoin and so on. So you can pay your Rogers bill, Shaw, and things like that with your crypto funds or your crypto profits. And we've got mechanisms set up to do all that nowadays, okay? We can have a Bitcoin and coffee together. I can download an app for you. I can show you how to do Bitcoin properly in 30 minutes. Sell you some, get Bitcoin, I usually give everyone $20 free Bitcoin if they get a wallet with me and book that, so you won't lose any money doing that. Crypto mining and Masternode Profit Center. Right now mining and masternoding are not that profitable today, but they have been and they will be again. So we're going through a bit of a lull in the cycle, but overall it's still something that you want to chip away at. And let me say this, if you're going to enter the cryptocurrency space, the finite goal for every person involved is to collect as many coins as possible. And it really is. Different brands of coins, projects that you're interested in, projects that you're behind and believe in. Even a guy that develops his own project should be collecting other coins as well. Everybody in this room right now should be collecting as many different coins as possible right effing now. And don't stop, please. Just keep going. Get your airdrops, get your freebies, get your brand ambassador, I'll teach you guys more of these things, but get all the coins that you can amass and accumulate, because really it's costing you next to nothing right now to do a lot of that, okay, especially in the airdrops and all that sort of stuff. So really collect as many coins as you can possibly fathom. Some of you might have businesses, some of you have families that are entrepreneurs. Please tell them about me. You can really help me out by doing that. Please let them know that I help them with crypto and Bitcoin acceptance programs. I can set their website up to accept Bitcoin. I can set up their business. I can set up their phone. So whatever, if they're doing massage and they want to accept Dash, because that's the retail coin of choice nowadays, I can set up every single person in this room's phone right now with a Dash point of sale system, and every one of you tonight can take Dash after you leave out this door. And you can take it for any service, consulting, whatever the hell you do. I don't even know what you all do, but you can take it like that. And it's instant payment. So if I pay you tonight for your sushi on Dash, and I give you the 20 bucks for my sushi, it will be there in 1/4 of a second, right there inside your phone, like that, bam, like 1/4 of a second. I can prove it and show you guys so fast. Anyway, you can book a general meeting with me, and you can learn some cool things, and we'll go there in a minute. So back to Binance, we're going to jump over here. So this is called an exchange. And an exchange, the guy that owns this is a young Asian man, 20-something, and he is a billionaire. And he became a billionaire in 7 months. How many of you put up your hand if you have a friend that became a billionaire in 7 months, under 30? Not me neither. So how the hell did he do that? Okay, and trust me, I'm not kissing his ass here. I think he's amazing for doing it. But the point is how did he do that? Well, he created a mechanism of relevancy. He went into the marketplace of cryptocurrency and created an exchange, a trading house, like an auction house. And how many of you all driven by an auction house before? We live in Calgary. You can't tell me you haven't. You've seen the Stampede and such. Every time you go by some auction place, it's a pretty big joint. They got some money. They got a bunch of equipment for sale. There's dollars rolling through there, okay? Even in the rudimentary everyday lives of ours, okay? You've all driven by. Now you go online and you put in a few 100,000, maybe 1 million people, and then you start to throw in all these coins that are opportunities that are growing in front of your face, and oh my God, you've got an epidemic beyond proportions. They shut this website down just like Kim Kardashian's butt did. It's like this website went through such a heyday of keeping up with the velocity of signups. It wasn't funny. Now let me tell everyone in this room some more predictions, because I'm always ahead of my curve in some of this bullshit, but I think that eventually we're going to have to pay to be part of exchanges. Oh, we're decentralized. Come on in, use our system, don't pay, that kind of idea. But that is that's because there's no action happening there. The sites that actually have relevancy and action and volume, you're going to end up having to pay to be part of this thing. Okay? So keep that in mind. Go ahead.
For the finance, do you need a referral link on this one now?
Yeah, I've got a referral link on
okay,
that. So you can ask me for it later. You got my card, and I'll shoot it over to you. That's the other thing. I'd really appreciate if you guys did support me by clicking the links that I have, and vice versa. If you guys ever bring some cool websites to the Thursday nights, we're all else supposed to support you and click your links too. Okay? So show us a coin tonight. If any of you have a coin or you've invested or a project that you want to show, there'll be time in a short time here to show that. And then by all means show us, and we'll sign up under your stuff too. So back to Binance. So this young man becomes a billionaire with a B before 30 years old, creating this website with a team in China. And you can watch some YouTube videos on this man, and I really like his methodology and his mindset. He's really dialed in. He cares about the people. He's protecting us. He really is. He has created something he saw be such a velocity of kind of like stock market greed, if you will, and that kind of thing. And he was able to stay focused, and he was able to stay managed through all of that mayhem. And I got to give him kudos for that, because I don't know, man, if I had $1 billion rolling real fast like that, I might buy 20 Ferraris and take off to Mexico and do some crazy stuff. I don't know, but not this guy. He stayed at work, wore his hoodie, came in every day, grew the staff, went to every public speaking thing in Korea, wherever they call it, Germany. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's not stopping working, That impressed me. That impressed me, ladies and gentlemen. So that says a lot about the space. This guy went 7 months $1 billion. He could have just punched out, and he's not done yet. And I don't think he cares about the money. And if you watch his videos, you'll see he's a lot like me, because I don't really care about the money. I care about the wealth that you guys receive. I care about you guys all getting wealthy in the space. That is my dream for you all, right? So I come out every Thursday to share a little bit of what I know, so that you guys can get on the path to where I've already got onto, right? I'm on the path right now. And let me say this too. If you guys could imagine Bitcoin is like a mountain in Banff, and some of you have hiked with me before, and some of you still hike on your own and all that. We are in the parking lot at Kananaskis right now together, and we're having a tailgate party at Sushi right now, because we haven't even hit the mountain yet. That's how low on the velocity totem pole that we are on the whole crypto sphere and where we're headed with all the crypto space, okay? So keep that in mind. We're still in the parking lot technically. We haven't even launched yet. So there's a lot of space and a lot of time for you guys to get involved. Now, my friends on Facebook, one lady, Beth, she's a massage girl. Jan, how much do I need to get involved? Can I get involved with $500? I'm like, absolutely. $500 is enough. If you can even take from your paycheck $250 every 2 weeks and put it towards crypto savings strategy, you can do really well with that. And you're buying something that's almost in a shrunken format that will grow automatically without any more money from you. And that's really cool too. And even like I showed you, how Bitcoin's on sale right now, like 60-something% off, you're buying something at a reduced value. It's almost like a house right in your neighborhood is on sale for 62% off. And then if you buy it within a few months, it's going to go back to where it was, and you've picked up all that equity, and then from there it's just going to take off kind of thing. And that is the idea of where we're sitting right now. So there's a lot of people that contact me all during the week, and I have a lot of smart buyers right now. Like, I'm actually really shocked at how many people have been buying lately, and they're calling me on the regular, and they're buying at these lower dips that have been happening. So proud of them for getting on it and realizing that they're buying something that is a really good deal right now. Like, Bitcoin literally is a really good deal right now, okay? And I don't work there. Like, a lot of people think that I even work at Bitcoin and all that. I don't even work there. I'm a real enthusiast, and I'm a real fan of it, and I've made it my baby, but you know that. I still love all the other coins too, right? Okay, does anyone in the room have a favorite coin they want to talk about tonight, or that they like, and I can check on it?
Can we look at Solar Coin, please?
You got it. Solar Coin, here it comes. SLR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do every morning is I come to this website, and you guys can write it down. It's called coinmarketcap.com. And I check out how the market's doing. And I'll do Solar Coin in a sec. I'll just hit the main page for a sec here, and then I'll come back to Solar for a second. So I go to the main page, first thing in the morning, I rip my phone open, and I come here, and it's my backbone of what the hell's going on in the market. So I can see how fast Bitcoin's been dropping. If it's up 3% right now. I see the top 15 coins. I usually look down the top 100 list, see what's popping, and I also look to see if we're in the red or the green here. Okay? I look at volumes, and the volume is the order of prioritization here. So it's always about money, volume, stats, and this shows that every single day. And I think it was like once that Ripple had beat Bitcoin to the #1 spot, I think, early or last year in January, December. But overall, Bitcoin's always reigned in the #1 spot here, okay? You can find out a lot about all the coins here. You can find out where the exchanges are, where they trade. And you can find some cool things like gainers and losers, and also recently added. So recently added is a cool list. I'll show you quick. Here you'll see coins that have come out just right now, 1 day ago, and a lot of times they're a really good buy. They're a really good opportunity, and the way that they're a really good buy and opportunity is that it just released on the marketplace. They've just come out into the coin market cap, and this is when you can get a really good deal way below a penny. So a lot of people like investing on things that are kind of cheap, and they're easy to buy a whole bunch of, and then they can, ride it and play it and hold it and see how it does. And this is the space for that. Absolutely. It's a lot of fun here. And you can spend $500, you can get 50,000 coins, just like shares in that same idea. And you can have 50,000 of these ether gems, and then you can watch it grow, right? And you can keep tabs on it and that kind of thing. And the way that we keep tabs on these kind of things is with Blockfolio. And I'll show you guys that in a minute, but first we're gonna go look at Solar Coin. So, you go into the search box, you click on the coin name that you're thinking of, and then it gives you the synopsis on it. It gives you the ticker symbol, we call it, the SLR is what this coin is a short form of. It tells us roughly how much it's worth US dollars. And in US dollars, this particular coin is 10 cents. Just, it's more than that. Now you see the decimal go back 8 spaces, and that's the Satoshi, that's what that's called, right? So all of crypto goes back 8 spaces. And when it's back here at 1, at the decimal 8 back at 1, it is worth, I think it's 100,000th of a penny at that point. So it's so low value. And when you buy a coin, or you start way down low like that, and you catch that velocity coming up, it's absolutely the dream. And I want you to know with so many new projects coming out every day, and I know Bitcoin is not growing as much as everyone wants, there are a lot of smaller projects, maybe like SolarCoin here, that actually pay the bills and actually grow before your eyes. But you've got to get in on them early. And the way to find out about them and where the hot sauce lives is in bitcointalk.org. So you guys got to write that website down, and you got to join that, okay? So it's called bitcointalk.org. And that's where you find out all the hot sauce on all the coins and the projects, and who gives a shit, and who's coming next, and who's coming down the pipe with the next big thing. And you can see who gives a shit about which project and supports what, and who doesn't and why. It's pretty cool stuff. And the real money happens in the chat rooms out here, and this is the best one of the bunch. But back to Solar Coin. So when you come to this page, you got a lot of info. You can see down below the US dollars here. I know you're far away from the screen, but it shows us how much this is in Bitcoin, BTC. So it gives us that relation as well. It's ranked 538 out of approximately 1,500 to 2,000 coins. There's somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 coins circulating out there. Okay, they're not all tracked by this website, but they're tracked in other websites and other things, okay? If you scroll down, it'll tell us the website link, so we can right-click on that and see the project's website. And we'll open that in another tab, we'll come back to that. And then you scroll down some more, and you can see a chart here. And the chart is US dollars, Bitcoin, and the actual coin, Solar Coin, okay? And you can see how it's running in relation against Bitcoin. And it can tell you some things. If you see a coin taking the same kind of, line architecture or the heartbeat like this and matching one for one like that, then you know it's flowing with the economy of Bitcoin. If you see it doing its own thing and Bitcoin off here doing its thing, then you know that it's not running on the economy of Bitcoin, and that it could be a very good investment, okay? There's 2 kinds of coins out there. There's ones that run on the economy of Bitcoin and ones that don't. That's it. There's only 2 kinds. So keep that in mind as an investor, what you're looking at every single time. That's a great place to see that. So right now, when you see that coin right there, market cap there, that's the light blue one, it has blown through Bitcoin up here in the chart, and it has also blown through the US dollar. Here it is up here at the top of the volcano in the baby blue there. This is a strong coin, so I know nothing about it, but you picked a good one. So how do I know? I don't have to even go look at the website, the project. I can see right here just the fact that it outpaced the economy of the US dollar and Bitcoin in its move there, and that tells me that Solar Coin is a strong coin. So when I see that, one sec, then I want to go look deeper into the project. Why wouldn't I, right? So if she's told us about this tonight, I won't have time here all night to do that, but later on, like tomorrow, whatever, I will come back to this one and check it out some more. Go ahead.
So after this one, what do you think about the Tron one?
Tron?
The Tron,
yeah. Yeah, I'll pull it up. I love Tron. I own it too.
Yeah.
We'll get into Tron next. It'll be a good comparison. So let's fly through this a little more. So next question. So my friends phone me on Facebook or whatever on the phone, and they're like, yo, I want to buy the Solar Coin Jam. I want to buy some. I want 1,000 of the Solar Coins. It's so cheap right now. They say this. I said, no problem. Here's how we do it. Come on over, book an appointment. We'll get you some Bitcoin, okay? With that Bitcoin, then we're going to go buy the solar coin. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So then, bam, on this list right here, you click the tab that says markets, and this is where you buy stuff. This is where you shop with your Bitcoin. You can't shop with Canadian Cash or your Visa or MasterCard here, unfortunately. You can buy the Bitcoin from me with those mechanisms and debit, but you still have to buy the Bitcoin from me or Source, and then you have to come to these exchanges and actually turn that into an opportunity. So then you go here and you say, oh shit, they've got it on Bittrex here, and it's worth 10 cents each. So you can also shop this list and see where it's cheapest. And then sometimes it's more expensive, and you can buy it at the cheaper spot, and then you can go over to the other exchange and sell it at the more expensive spot, and that's called arbitrage. And you can even make money between two exchanges that you signed up for free. So you can take something worth 10 cents here, and you can go over here and sell it at the other exchange for 15 cents. And you can pick up 50%. And that's not easy to do. Like that's pretty cool, right? So away you go, or 100%, no, that's 50% of that. But yeah, you can pick that up in the percentage there. So arbitrage is a whole style, and you guys can watch some YouTube videos on that style of trading. But that exists. Like I can go in with $500, buy the $500 worth of solar coin at 10 cents. I can go over to this other exchange, sell that $500 worth I bought of solar coin, and get $750 back of Bitcoin instead of $500. Then I can take the $750, go buy something else, and do that again, and I can get up to $1,000, and I've made $500 today, more than I made at my job, and I've been just arbitraging on the web, and I've been doing this exchange to exchange type thing. And this is a live thing that people do at home all day. So there's a style of it, and I also teach it. So if you guys want to book me for the arbitrage, I'll teach you how I do it. Then you can see social. So social's a big deal right now, okay? Twitter is the PR newswire of all these projects. So if you get behind a project like many people do, like we're behind Jeff's at SafeCoin, Twitter, I don't know what Jeff's, but could be the place that you could find news and events and releases and new software and all these other cool things about the company, okay? So SolarCoin right now has something out there, and it's saying that IEA gets hilariously slammed for obsessively inaccurate renewable energy forecasts. So they're just blabbing something about it because SolarCoin is a coin that represents the clean energy of solar, obviously, right? I already get that. We know what it is by the name, right? So there you go. So they're staying inside the bubble of that, and they're dancing inside that business segment. And what I've seen is when I first started crypto, you guys, just 11 months ago, there weren't that many business segments in the marketplace yet. And now I've seen medical, health, finance, like all these different insurance, all these different segments just starting to come in. And it's getting exciting. Hotels, like solar power. So it's getting really exciting, you guys. And there's more and more content coming into the space, more and more companies. And Wall Street even said it, that they're saying that crypto is like the penny stocks of Wall Street of the yesteryear. Like Wall Street used to be an exciting place with penny stocks, if you will, and that's like burnt off now. And now the crypto space is now that excitement, and that's where the activity is and the energy and that kind of thing. So keep that in mind, right? And why do I even like the crypto space? Mainly is because everyone can afford it. There isn't a single human on earth that cannot afford, well, within some sort of job, 18 and above, but that cannot afford to save in a crypto. Even $50 doesn't, right? Like that's how little this can be. So everybody can participate. And if you want to go buy stocks in Apple or Google or other things, you need a special account. Not everyone can participate. You're locked out. But in 5 minutes, I can show every one of you in this room how to buy an investment here in 5 minutes. Like think about that, okay? Like everybody can participate. That says a lot. And we're just a few heads in here with open minds, and then you extrapolate us around the world. That's a big power. That's a big picture, and there's a lot of people involved here. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see where the crypto space is going to lead us and stuff. So back to the market cap on this coin. We're at $4.9 million. So it's tiny. It's not really big in the crypto space, but it's good. It's good, and it's not, it's growing, right? So that's good news. Low movement in the last 24 hours, only $16,000. So that tells me as an investor, some of the heat is burnt off now. It's not all hot sauce right now. It needs probably another kick at something else. The 45 million circulating supply there, that's cool, and it's got a good supply out. And that means a lot of people have bought in. A lot of humanity has stepped up. And the total supply of 98,000 or 98 billion there, we're a long way from that. So they have a total supply of 98 billion, and we're only at 45 million in circulation. So this coin has a lot of road to grow. Okay, that's what I see there. And I'm just looking at some data, and I do this every day. So I analyze some of this stuff, and I just have quick looks at things. Okay, I see it at 10 cents. I see the values here. So seen this before, analyzed this before, looked at these numbers before. I've already got the computer in my head going. Would I invest in this one? The answer is yes. Yes, I would. How much? Where do I put it? Do I put it on an A-level investment for me? What's an A-level mean to me? That means I'm spending $10,000 or more. B-level investment would be $10,000 and under, and C-level investment would be $1,000 and under. I would put this in a B. I would spend under 10K on this one, and I believe it probably has legs and would go places so far. But I'd have to look deeper into the project and things like that, right? But it's definitely something worth looking into, okay? Did you buy some? Do you have investment?
No, not yet. I'm still reading through the white paper, so. But it sounds like, because they're using like the solar energy to mine and just like help impoverished people. It's mostly in Africa, but they have like in Europe, just anywhere, you just put like their projects.
I know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, look for a mechanism of income as well, okay? You all? Thank you. Look for a mechanism of income though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of projects will talk about changing the world, and they'll talk about a beautiful idea, and there'll be some really brilliant things, but they don't have the other part figured out of how to make money. Even tonight, I'm giving you guys all my love and sharing all tonight here for you guys, but I want to book you guys in for a workshop so that I can make money. You know what I mean? So there always has to be that mechanism, otherwise we can't sustain.
Yes.
I can't come back for 50 more workshops if we don't relate and work together out there. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. So keep that always in your mind as an investor of any coin. Look at the mechanism of income and make sure there is something. And if they say to you, free charges, free everything, free nothing, it's all free, run away. Run away, red flags. Because how the hell are they going to pay their staff and all that? Let me tell you guys a funny story too. I got a call from my friends, and they were telling me how some of their woes were the fact that they couldn't find anyone to convert their ICO money that they had received back into hard cash so that they could pay their staff and rent in their building and their offering in their office and stuff like that. And they weren't thinking very creatively, and even Jeff had quick answers himself, but some people just don't think like that. I want to be honest. We're all different mindset, right? So who knows? But at the same time, they were having issues like they didn't have any real money to pay their bills basically for a minute there. And that I found weird. You know what I mean? I never heard of that, but now I'm hearing that because this is where the crypto is, right? So these guys had a great project, brought in a bunch of capital, but they can't spend the capital, and they couldn't have anybody converted for them, you know? So just keep that in mind too. So some of these projects, the money is still only alive because it's on the internet, okay? Keep that in mind, everybody. Don't think that the money, I guess the lesson in that is that the money is live in your pocket like the Canadian cash is from your paycheck or your savings or whatever, okay? So that's another question. How much money should I put into the crypto space, Jen? Like what would you do, right? Well, I tell everyone at least 10% of whatever they're saving. So if you're saving $1,000 a month because that's all you can afford from your WestJet job, then you should put maybe $100 a month into crypto for now and just start getting your feet wet and trying it. And you're going to do worse things with your 10%, just saying, okay? And if you feel more comfortable, then raise the ante on that and then just grow that with yourself and your investment and that kind of thing. What kinds of coins should you buy if you're going to save into crypto? People ask me that too. I would stick in the top 15, and then I would have a little bit of my budget going to some other side projects. And in this case, like SafeCoin could be a great example of a wonderful side project. I would also start to mine for that and start to accumulate that coin in other ways as well, right? So buy some, accumulate some, and start to go like that. Why would you want to accumulate coins? Well, because you're basically saving on something that will grow in value. And crypto has the growth mechanism in place. It's how it's developed and designed. So you're guaranteed to see some kind of value, some kind of growth, and some kind of space there, okay? So all the naysayers that say, oh, there's nothing here that's not working, they just haven't given it time. We're still very early in the space, and you've just got to let the mechanism kind of grow and mature and do its thing. I hope you guys understand what that means, okay? Let's blast over here to the Tron coin for a minute. We had Tron come up. So TRX, Tron bought, what is it, Pirate Bay, or who are those guys there? He bought one of those decentral, pirating sites there, and they're using that for a huge customer base and things. The Verge coin bonded with some X-rated sites. So a lot of these companies in the space are getting money like this, and then they're trading that crypto money to these other web-based companies, for market share, ownership, and such. Tron's been really aggressive. The CEO of this company is another one of these young kind of successful millionaire guys. He's creeping on the billions, and he wants to be really known out there with this project. So Tron is we think is going to go places, but right now it's still a lot of a hype coin. Just saying that, nothing negative, and it's still very low cost, 2 cents. And if you ask me if I own it, the answer is yes. I have tons of it. And do I believe in the project? The answer is yes, I do. When you want to look compared to the solar coin, look at the circulating supply of this coin. We have 65 billion coins in circulation and 99 total supply, so it's big. It's like 65% of its coins already going. Go ahead.
Isn't Alibaba behind them?
They are, yeah, they're in the news with Alibaba too. I don't know if they're adopting them just yet, but they're in talks. There's so many companies in talks, and even the news has been twisting that Starbucks story and stuff. But yes, Alibaba and Tron have talked. I remember seeing that. Again, for you, go to their social and just keep up on their Twitter, and they'll give you the latest news on what they're saying, right? And the owner did a really nice letter, and I think we posted it on our chat room there a little while ago. And just really well spoken, talking about the growth of Tron. His name is Justin Sun. He's right there on the top there. So Justin Sun is the guy behind this whole project, and we can click on his Twitter for a second. You guys can see him. He's from the university with Jack Ma guy, and the Jack Ma I think is from Alibaba. There it even says that Alibaba Group's there to do that. So yeah, so he's a student of Jack Ma, and that's why he's Jack Ma's looking at him, and that's why Alibaba's looking at him. Okay, but check this out. Just check this out. Alibaba, all my friends. I'm Justin Sun. I created the coolest coin on earth. It's called Tron, all that jazz. Still, nobody's got it on their website. Still, nobody's using it as a currency, and still, it's still in potential development. Here we come stage. So keep that in mind. This is still a developing thing. There's still an adoption and a trust of such. So just want you guys to always think of a mindset that you're holding up to when you're inside the space. But right now, like I said, Tron is on its way to really killer things, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. So you can find out all of it on Twitter, and I read it all the time here. They've teamed up with a lot of people, okay? Even the World Health Organization, they're talking to them. So Tron is out there really bringing some big things to the marketplace, and I wish them the best of luck. I think it's a great project, I really do, and I've invested in it myself too. So I recommend everyone do that. Let's quickly take a look at the chart, and let's just see how it was performing against Bitcoin and the US dollar here recently. Okay, there it is. So it's neck and neck with Bitcoin, and it is running off of Bitcoin's revelations and movements and such. So this is one to watch how you invest with it, because you're going to be on the Bitcoin vortex here, right? So as Bitcoin moves up, Tron will go up. As Bitcoin moves down, Tron will go down, and you're tied to that here. You can see that in the chart there. So this is a coin where you're not just monitoring Tron, you're monitoring Bitcoin and Tron, and that's what this means to me, okay, as a buyer, and that should mean that to you too, okay? So and I showed you the solar coin, and you can see how that one is running on its own accord, so then you don't have to worry about how Bitcoin's doing, because solar will do its own thing. Here you have to worry about how Bitcoin's doing, because Tron is tied to it in its actions. Now, that's not to say that Tron won't break through here. Tron has every potential to bust through the line here and take off like a mofo. But if it's going to do that, it's going to be us. It's going to be humanity buying in at a great voluminous amount, and it's going to spike it and skyrocket it and take it up, and that's what will happen. So if they come up with some killer news, or some of these projects actually click, or Alibaba says, yes, we got you, and now it's in the payment system and we're using it, oh my God, then Tron is going to blow up like bananas, right? So keep that in mind. And what I like to say as an investor, it's good to watch what the company's moves are, their partnerships are, their joint ventures and all that, because you can really learn a lot about the project, and if they're going to grow and are aggressive and they're actually going to go somewhere and do something. Why would you want to put your money behind a bunch of lazy asses that are just fumbling around and have got no clue? You want to put your money behind projects like this one. They have a clue, they have a plan, they have partnerships in place, they're talking to awesome companies. Like, that's where your money goes. And hey, I'm in at 2 cents. I'm in at 2 cents on a company that's talking to Alibaba. Come on, that's a super good deal, bro. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying right now, right? As an investor, that's how you look at it, right? So keep that in mind. Like, these are good plays. Let's look at another one for a minute. Let's look at the Chinese version of Ethereum. It's called NEO. Okay. NEO is a really good deal. Let's go to the ATH website. Okay, NEO is 88% off. Oh man, Asian style, Asian numbers, Asian thing, 88888. So we're 88% off right now, and we are sitting at $22 US. When NEO was up in its all-time high, it was worth, where does it say there, $196 US. So we were $196 US and we're at 22. NEO is the backbone of a lot of coins in China, and it is it's doing really good. It's a 1.4 billion market cap, so you know it's bananas out there. 65 million coins circulating, and only 65 million and only 100 million in total supply. So it's reached 65% of its capacity already. It's at 1.4 billion. Let's see how it runs. Yeah, Bitcoin and it are neck and neck, but it does have enough horsepower by the people to outpace it and then overtake it, and then Bitcoin's above it now, right now, kind of mashing it. But you can see up in this high area here, it had the horsepower to overtake it. And you can see down here in the chart, in the below, is all those like spikes you see, that represents us. That represents humanity buying in right down there. And then when you see those spikes, look what happens. It overtakes the economy of Bitcoin, and that's cool, that's power. And how can it be powerful? Well, NEO is a backbone software for other coins that are developed in the Chinese marketplace. And so coins are relying and residing off its architecture, and they're making their brand off of it. And that's what happens in the space. There's other brands making babies off of other brands. So back to what coins to invest in the top 15 coins, you've got Stellar, you've got Tron, you've got ADA, you've got Ripple. These are all backbone coins. These companies are gonna, like the Kinesis coin that I talked about earlier with gold, that's going on the Stellar coin backbone. So it's almost like this coin's coming out like on Bitcoin, but it's not. It's coming out on Stellar, is what it is. So it's going to use all of Stellar's technology, all of Stellar's security, and it's going to run its whole gold coin process and its brand off of Stellar. Amazing. And that's just the first. There are going to be a bunch of companies doing that. So again, as an investor, you want to look at coins that are doing that are splitting like that and having babies. If these coins are having babies, good chances you're going to have big gains and big pumps on your money, okay? And keep that in mind. So look at backbone coins and look at who's adopting them in partnerships, and look at what coins are spawning babies, because those are really good quality investments inside the crypto space. So again, NEO in the Chinese market, making all kinds of babies, and it's only 22 bucks right now. I feel like we should be on the Jan Workshop 48 sales show, because everything is so bloody on sale right now. I just want to like put a red sign on there. Come on, you know.
Start
like,
auctioning it off.
I know. It's like I still can't believe like some of the prices on this stuff. Like I wish it was 22 bucks when I was buying this, you guys. Like I really did. I was bitching, right? Let's look at Monero. Monero is at 100 bucks right now. US was $500, you guys. $4.95. I gave out some Monero coins tonight. 79% off. Huge coin. Awesome, powerful coin. This coin is in the marketplace now for a while. It's proved itself. More and more retailer adopters. I believe Korea was a big market that adopted this coin and is even using it in the retail. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is you want to look for coins that are in the green here too. Like you'll notice that in crypto space there's a lot of small percentages happening lately, but these things you should read like 70%, 112%. Things like that. Gone are those days right now for the market being so lull. But what's happening in the market is the news is not promoting Bitcoin. Okay, you can notice that it's beating it in the face. It's stomping on its head every time it gets a chance, and that's not helping. But when you see the news turn around, you see that Bitcoin starts to rise, and the news will be blabbing about it. It'll be on CNN. Oh my God! All of these coins are going to take off like rocket ships, and we're just waiting for that kind of like tipping point to happen in the marketplace. Once that happens, oh my goodness, me and all my investors, we're just like we're just excited for those future moments that are coming up, okay? So back to some of these things. There's a lot of projects out here. The top 15 coins are good, safe projects, and you should not get burned with your money, okay? You should not, but I can't guarantee anything in this space. Welcome to crypto. Now let me say this. There's a lot of different people losing money in crypto space. There's a lot of scams online. There's a lot of YouTube assholes. There's a lot of email marketing scams. There's a lot of scams associated with crypto. And it's because people are naive. They're kind of greedy. They want more. We live in a not enough money economy, so things look attractive to them, and they're willing to click the link and then screw up their computer and give out their bank account. I had this one lady that immigrated to Canada from Ireland, and she gave out her bank account to some peeps on the email, and they put $20,000 in her account at CIBC, and then they shut her account down immediately, and she can't go banking there anymore, and she didn't know what happened. It's because she got fooled into accepting fraudulent funds on these scams that circulated these email marketing and stuff, okay? We don't do any scams. We don't even know what they are. We stay away so far away from that space. So I want you to know that the space is not all scammy and full with it. It's not. There's just like a portion of the pie chart that has that. And that is a reason why I'm friends with Jeff over here, and I'm friends, and I believe in this project called SafeCoin. okay? So that's a great intro to why we love SafeCoin. But there are so many scams, and there are so many things out here that are ruining the space for some people, and they don't even want to touch it. They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole because they're scared away by some of what the news is saying and all that. So let me tell you all something. You can walk inside the crypto space safely. You can do business in there. You can do capitalism inside crypto, and you can make a healthy, wealthy go of it. You just have to have good quality shoes on, have some good support, and have a mindset to do this properly. And if you believe in yourself and you want to do it properly, we're here to help you too. And you can really, really take advantage of a marketplace that is super beautiful right now and growing. So yes, it's quirky. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's nouveau. Yes, it's the hot topic at pizza on Friday nights with your girlfriend and everyone else at the table. Crypto is like the hot sauce right now, but a lot of people still don't understand how, why, what for, all that. Let me remind you again, we have our regular money. You've seen it all. You've seen every dollar you've made at work and all that. Now we have our internet money, okay? And this is the web money, and that's what it's all about. So if you believe in the web, and you would say, hey, bro, I would invest 10 grand right now into the web, because it's going off. Like on my internet banking, I do everything online. I love it. I believe in it. Well, that's what you're doing when you buy Bitcoin. You're almost buying shares in the web, and you're buying 5 grand of Bitcoin or whatever it is, and you're like, yes, I believe in the internet, I believe in decentralized, and I'm buying in. So keep that in mind when you're actually looking at this from a mindset, okay? So buying in is also investing in the web, and I invest in the web. Like I said, I quit my job 20 years ago to have the web pay my bills. And we see YouTubers now, right? You saw those guys on YouTube that show you the check. It's like, yeah, I work out, I do this protein, and I get, YouTube sends me these checks, right? You guys seen the video, I know you've seen it, okay? Well, 20 years ago, I quit my job, there was no YouTube, and I'm still getting checks, okay? So keep that in mind. And how am I getting checks? Because I'm constantly progressing and evolving in a space, in the web, and the currency, and all these topics. But that's what the web's about. It's an expansive world where we can all participate and we can all revel in something that's bigger than ourselves. And there's also more money in the web than anybody's ever printed at the mint in America or Canada or Germany. There's more money inside the web for all of us. There's money for everyone. Welcome. It's called Bitcoin. There's money for everyone. Welcome. That's all I gotta say, because we are so set up in the future because of this invention. It's not even funny. This invention of cryptocurrency has saved all the young people's lives now, because they would have got screwed so bad because the money is so twisted, so milked out, so squeezed that I don't know how the young people would have even made it in the future if we didn't even create cryptocurrency, because it's so hard for them to get jobs and pay well and all these things, and we're always keeping people down in a weird way, and cryptocurrency has almost given us all some sort of liberation for the future, and we know the web and the internet and technology is the future, so therefore we know that crypto is going to have that successful trajectory and that outcome in the future. So it's really cool stuff. I'd like to bring Jeff up now and talk about Safe Trade and SafeCoin, and he's going to get up here on the mic. And I'm going to take a break for a minute, and thank you guys for listening so far. When I come back from that, I'll answer some questions and all that, okay? Sound good? Come on up, Jeff. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Jeff Galloway, everybody, get up here.
How long do you want?
I think 10 minutes.
10
Yeah.
minutes? Good.
10 minutes. Talk about your project. Tell them some of your aspirations and liberations, you know, like and why you're even doing this. This matters, you know?
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. This is my first time presenting SafeCoin. It's a little bit unprepared. I'm actually here. I'm developing as well. So I'm trying to develop as I watch the presentation here. So basically, whether this project turns out to be interesting for you or not, one of the reasons I got interested is I saw the number of scams and hacks and problems in cryptocurrency. So I trademarked this in 2013. When I saw that, I looked at the technology out there at that time, and I didn't really see anything at that time that was worthy of the name. Even now, it's very hard to find technology that's actually safe in cryptocurrency. There's a lot of hacks, there's a lot of ethical issues, but I did eventually find a blockchain that came out recently which is resistant to almost every known form of exploit right now. In theory, even Bitcoin can be taken down Bitcoin's probably the most secure blockchain, but it is so secure because of the number of people using it. The network's so strong. I did a fork, which means I basically copied the code of a new chain called Komodo. Komodo at the time was a $500 million coin, and basically with that technology, my coin has the ability to be as strong almost as Bitcoin. So when fully implemented, I have the same network strength as Bitcoin, except we have a lot of new technological advancements. Bitcoin has trouble advancing because to do a software update with Bitcoin is extremely hard. They're on every exchange, but there's nodes all over the world. So it's very hard to send out a centralized update into a decentralized network. So Bitcoin's transactions per second are quite slow, so it has some real world application issues. This has all the new stuff. This is 45,000 transactions per second, which is faster than Visa or MasterCard. It has all the good stuff, all the good technology, but it has the actual security that you would expect of one of the top 10 coins with a huge network. So it would be just as, when fully implemented, it would be almost as hard to hack this coin as Bitcoin. Whether or not this turns out to be your thing, when you guys are looking for projects, I would keep an eye out for that. I would keep an eye out for the security of the coin, what they say in the white paper about how they're going to protect you. I would keep an eye out for ethics. Does the developer exist? Is the developer a username? If the developer is an online username, I would strongly suggest be careful, because a lot of times those developers disappear the next day. So I'm trying to do everything I can to provide a safe environment for this coin to grow that way. So I'm kind of excited. This is actually my first time. The coin's been running for 6 months now. It's a very new coin. This is my first time actually like bringing it locally. So we have a community of 2,000 users right now, and I've shown over this last 6 months that this coin does have an actual future. So now I'm kind of bringing it locally, and just trying to show people that actually everything we need to make cryptocurrency work is right in this room now, is right in the city right now. So it really comes down to building the right community, building the right connections, the right partnerships. Calgary has everything it needs to actually make a top 10 coin. And so this is an example of a coin that has top 10 branding, top 10 technology, and it has a face. So it's an actual physical presence. There's a developer standing here that you know won't run away, or it'll be very hard for me to run away. So when you guys are looking, thinking of ways I can run away.
It's more so a movie quote. I'll find you.
When you guys are looking at projects, I would strongly suggest, first of all, that you look at does a developer exist? Do they have a high ROI masternode? Be very careful with those. If they say they're going to offer a ton, that's impossible. That's like that's like Venezuela inflation. So if they promise the world, and there's a catch. There's always a catch. So this is also in the entity of safety. This is also a limited supply coin. There's 36 million coins available. There will never be more than that. There's a fixed supply. That goes back to setting limits and making this safe.
How can people get involved? How do they get a safe coin? If they get Bitcoin from me, can they buy a safe coin with the Bitcoin?
Well, I was going to let you lead into that.
Okay.
If you want, the best way to get a safe coin. Do they come to you, Jen?
Absolutely, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. Come see me.
Yeah. So there's a few different ways. So Jan does run a brokerage, and one way you can get SafeCoin is directly through Jan. I'll show you how. So with SafeCoin, we're also launching a Safe Trade. So that's another trademark name we have.
Is there the tab beside it?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's already up there.
So this is a beta launch exchange. In the next few days, it's going to undergo a lot of changes. Right now, I'm really working on the back end. Again, working on security, making sure everything works.
Yeah, put the markets there and show them how it looks. You know, for him to develop an actual exchange, and we just showed you the one from Binance that that young man made $1 million in 7 months. I'm excited for Jeff because he has built something smaller scale, but on the same lines of things, right? And we're all growing in an emerging space. So the more listings he gets on this exchange, and the more this grows, this is going to be very exciting for him, us, and Calgary. It's really killer. Go ahead.
How many employees do you have right now for operating the exchange?
I have a team of 20. I'll be honest with you. Again, out of safety, right now there are 2 people in the world with access to this exchange. Me and one other person in case I die. So right now I'm setting up the back end. So this exchange runs right now, and there's real money that goes through it. I consider this, I'm not satisfied with this. This is what I consider a proof of concept. Now, having said that, it is a live proof of concept that has 2,000 users that people use every day.
Yeah, beta test.
Yes.
Live. I love it.
So what I'm really looking for is to go the Binance route. So Binance has a Binance coin. Binance coin is worth, I believe, $29 billion. I could be off on that. It changes all the time.
We don't have to be exact.
Yeah. Safe Trade and SafeCoin go together that same way. So if people want to list a coin on Safe Trade, they have to pay in SafeCoin. Commissions and that sort of stuff all goes back to SafeCoin. So SafeCoin actually benefits from the exchange. As when commissions are made on here, SafeCoin is bought back and taken off the market. Oh,
Sorry, but you look good. Just checking. That's awesome.
So,
We're Facebook Live.
so that what Binance did is they actually created a coin, and that's really how they fund a lot of their stuff. Is the coin, the value goes back into that coin. That's how this is set up as well. We have pretty much everything in place. The next thing really is I need to raise capital. So I'm not asking you guys for that. I'm just showing you this concept here. To make this look like Binance requires capital, so I'm going to be working on that because you need to get regulation to trade fiat or like to trade actual U.S. dollars and this kind of thing. You need to have an office. You need to have at least 20 employees just to get started to compete with something like Binance. So. Before any of that scaling happens, because I don't want anybody on the server until they're under contract and I've done a security check on them. There's nobody in Romania, or I'm not getting someone on the cheap to develop a server for me. I'm the only one that touches it right now. And when this thing goes to the next level, then there'll be a local presence doing an office in Calgary, and there'll be people in Calgary running it. Security checks, and a lot of interviews. So basically that's the setup. There's different ways of going about that when you're trying to build something big. Obviously you need a business plan. You can sort of show people what's your vision, and I'm going to be doing that. But what my main feature is to actually provide a proof of concept, because people ask, investors ask, large companies ask, how do we know this is going to work? And I'm going to show them. I've been running it for 3-4 months. I've been running it for 6 months. This is how it's going to work. This is how it already works. We're just going to make it bigger. We're going to scale it. So that's really what's going on there.
Love that. You've done a lot of work here. I'm impressed with your work. I've been since day one. Tell them where you think the future of SafeCoin can go overall. Let's go back to the SafeCoin website for a second. Let's go to the roadmap there. So SafeCoin itself, are you implementing it in the world? Are you going to do it with corporations? Like, where do you think this thing can go?
Sure. So anything I say about SafeCoin, I'm saying from my perspective. So you got to do your own research. I, of course, believe in this coin a lot. I think I think SafeCoin has a lot of potential, first of all, and Jan brought this up as well, with businesses. Businesses need fast, safe transactions that they can trust. This has all that. They can do the security of Bitcoin. At the same time, instead of doing Bitcoin type transactions, which can take an hour, this takes a matter of seconds or minutes. It's extremely fast, and they can scale. It can do thousands of transactions per second, no problems. So for businesses, it's very, very good. The other thing is they can invest in it, right? So any business, so I don't even know, but you saw like it just sort of spiked there. Anybody can say, I'm going to look into this and just buy coins and invest in it, and then they can trade it. So it's sort of like a double dip for them, because with Bitcoin, it's very hard to invest in it at this stage with the kind of return something like this can give if it goes big. Personally, I believe this has top 10 branding. That's a lie. I think it has a better name than Bitcoin. I think it has a better name than most of the top 10 ones.
There's passion right there.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think it's the number one thing missing in crypto right now. And if you guys spend some time in crypto and you dabble in something risky, keep it under 1,000. Find out very quick what that means.
Oh yeah, you'll that 1,000 will go fast. It'll just drizzle out. So many of these things are just shit coins, basically. You know. Go ahead.
Just wondering what your background is, your education. Are you a computer programmer, or what did you do before making that?
I do have some programming background. I've taken education with programming. I'm actually a biologist, and I did genetics. Yep, I did genetics. So I worked with machine learning and neural networks.
Cool.
Spent a lot of time with databases on genome sequencing. How is that relevant to this? I'm not going to tell you, but it will be. That will, if you look, there are some areas people are heading into. So you'll notice there's a mining machine here. One of the big problems with mining is people are like, why are we doing this? Why are we mining? And I bet you, now I haven't even researched it here, but I'm pretty sure SolarCoin has some interesting solutions to that. So people are like, why are we wasting all this energy? One of the possible solutions to that is to use machines for machine learning, for curing cancer. You can run a coin and actually have it solve real world problems. So that's something I have a skill set in. So it's something background a little bit.
Beautiful.
Okay, why don't we plug in the mining machine right now and see if we can get that. You can show everyone how we're mining here. I'll get the plug going here. Who is reaching? Or is there power somewhere?
No, you have to get on the actual days.
We can move the chair.
Right here. ID So give Jeff a keyboard here. Can you pass that HDMI cable out of there? Plug it? Sure. Whoops.
I didn't do it.
It's okay. Fish that over to me. That's the word.
That was intense.
We're gonna need to move the table over a little more. So come grab that side with me. Just one way. Lift it up. Is your way?
That's
Nope, a little more, just like 4 inches. We're good. We're wrecking the place. It's like a wedding, like I said, so don't be shy.
yeah, just
Be careful.
there's a gap now, yeah. Just a heads up.
Not very much support underneath.
We'll be okay. There you go, take that over there. This should keep on any time. So, should.
We'll wait for this to boot up, but
And what is the blockage for this mining machine?
Right now, this guy is only, in full mining mode, is about 380 watts.
380. Yeah.
I have a wattage meter. Yeah.
Watts.
I build these. So the Jansen Performance Mining is actually my own brand, and I build mining machines. So I can teach you, and I've taught couples, husband and wives, young people, old, how to build a mining machine from scratch. And I'll teach you how to do this.
How much for this machine?
We have a 3K project and we have a 6K project. And the 6K one has 6 different video cards in there, and it's a little bit more robust, twin power supplies and all that. But if you come to my studio, I'll show you everything. And sometimes I bring them on Thursdays. There's a few different types of models. Yeah, we have 3 or 4 kinds of mining configurations and models of things, right? Machines to work with. Good questions, yeah. So right now, plug in. Let's talk about this for a second. So this thing eats about, I would guess, maybe 24 cents worth of electricity a day, maybe 24 cents to 40 cents, we'll say. And for that amount of electricity, I'm being rewarded in a higher value of income. So even if I made $2 a day mining for Bitcoin, just as an example, that's still way more than my cost. $2 doesn't sound like a lot, but then when you take in the value of that Bitcoin and it starts to extrapolate and grow over time, you're really accumulating coinage again, and that is the goal, okay? Right now we're accumulating safe coin, and that is the goal now. It's not set to the web here, but you can go down there. You've got the keyboard there, and just go on the Wi-Fi, get it put on there, and yeah, get on the Wi-Fi. So basically, this thing produces profit all day long. Okay, and for those of you that want to get another computer because yours is garbage, and you want to make mining money and get a better computer, then I can help you, and I have a duality and a dual personality in this machine here, and it can do both functions real well. Then you can watch Netflix at 4K while you're making money, and you can't do that with your phone, you can't do that with your laptop, you can't do that with a lot of other machines, but you can do it with this machine. And you're also contributing to your crypto wealth by owning something like this, and you're also keeping the decentralized economy alive. Like, you're keeping SafeCoin alive by mining for it here. So there's effort in the system, the beliefs, the technology, the accumulation of wealth, and the duality, and you can still watch your Netflix, and the list goes on. So you never in the history of time have we had something that can do so many things, and you're all just looking at, yeah, cool black box, blue lights, right? But it's like, no, this thing does shit. This thing does money, this does life. It's actually quite a powerful thing, right? So, and it's multi-layered. You know, we have different layers going on here. And so we have 2 twin video cards in here. Those are GTX 1060, 6GB cards. Each, some of the machines I make have, each card is like $1,000 each. These ones approximately, I think, were like 600 each, 5 something or whatever. The marketplace in the video card world, there's a company called NVIDIA with an N. If you buy stocks, typically, that company's stock has risen bananas because of the crypto space. So the crypto space of purchasing power has influenced this company's stock share, and that company has grown tremendously in value and wealth, to the fact that their cards and their products all receive price raises to accommodate all of this newfound wealth within the marketplace, because people are going out in droves buying video cards to mine for crypto. So the video cards themselves do all the dirty work. Inside here, if you want to talk about them, it's like a right and a left arm working like this, and they work all day, 24 hours a day. They never stop going, they never stop moving, they keep going, they keep going. You go to bed, you go to Kelowna, you fly to Edmonton, and that robot just keeps working for you, and it never stops. And those 2 cars just go all day. And I want to show you more. In some instances, they create hash power, and it's like a turbocharger where we're taking electricity into this machine, and we're spooling it up into hash power, and then we're sending it back out through the web, and we're getting paid commission for that. And it's actually quite lucrative. It's pretty cool how that works. But those 2 devices there, they create energy, and that's all you need to know. So we're buying energy here on the plug from NMAX for a certain cost. We're running it through the cycle here, and the energy that this creates, it creates profit by doing that. So it's a really neat mechanism and a really cool way of doing it. My friends say on Facebook, they're like, you live in the future, man. You're mining for coins on Mars, right? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Let's do this, right? Let's go. Come on over. I'll show you, right? So they love it. They think I'm crazy with all the stuff I'm into. So anyway, Jeff, you on the internet now? Okay, go ahead. Show him a safe coin. He's going to show you how he's mining for coins. And all of you can go home tonight, and even with your shitty PC that you have, there's a good chance with the crappy video card you have in there, you can go home and mine at least for a little bit of coin.
Sure, sounds good.
Right?
Okay. So if I can just sort of, I'll be really quick, but so there's three very popularized streams of mining. There's GPU mining, which is basically the same GPU that you use to play video games or virtual reality, you can use to mine coins. So that's how a lot of this stuff started. Then there are ASIC machines. Now the ASIC machines, basically, they are designed to mine a specific algorithm on a specific coin. So you can buy an ASIC machine just for Bitcoin, or just for Monero, or CryptoNote. Basically, and that machine does nothing else. It will not play video games for you. It will not do virtual reality. It will not display your screen. It will just mine that algorithm. So you can get a GPU, which is multi-purpose, does many things, video games, virtual reality, mining. You can get a very specialized ASIC, or you can do NiceHash. And NiceHash is where Jan runs as miners,
Some of them. Yeah.
rents those miners to a cloud called NiceHash, and then the cloud sells that back to you at a premium. NiceHash is super easy, super convenient, and you're going to pay a lot of money for it.
Exactly, because there's a middleman, there's commission happening in the middle of things. You guys know how this works, right? Crypto space has a similar stuff. Got it.
So this is a GPU method. GPU is great because the thing is you can buy these GPUs, you can mine your coins, you can switch around, and ASICs can't switch. This you can invest and change your mind and switch from coin to coin to coin. And at the end of the day, if you want, your GPU is valuable. You can sell it to video gamers because they actually do something. So you can sell your coin at the end of the day. You sell your GPU, whereas an ASIC, once the algorithm changes or once a better ASIC comes out, the ASIC is now worth nothing. So let me get started here.
Thank you. Get the money going.
Yeah, sorry, Jan. Okay. One of the ways to mine is, first of all, you need to go on a pool. At least you should start, unless you're advanced. You can bypass pools, but don't. So if you Google Equipool, this handles a lot of the Equihash coins. My coin is an Equihash coin. So you go on Equipool. You go to start. And down here, you will see on the left Save Coin. Click on Save Coin. What's going on here? There it is. And it will give you some configuration options. And the configuration is typically two things. The server, so this is a server you're mining to, and a port number. So just those two things. And then once you have that information, you know where to point your miner. Now, in my case, this coin uses something called EWBF CUDA Equihash. So if you just Google, you can also go to our website, safecoin.org, and all those instructions are there, or you can come into our chat group, Discord, and anybody, we have 2,000 users, and they'll help you out. They'll walk you right through it. So you can type in EWBF, Zhash, Bitcoin miner, or Bitcoin talk, sorry. And this is that Bitcoin that Jan described earlier, Bitcoin talk forum. So you go here. And there's some download links down here. And you pick this first one, Windows, download it. And once you've downloaded it, it's going to look like this. And there are actually easier ways to do this, but I'm giving you guys sort of a general way. I just opened up the config file. It's called miner. And I just set a couple things here. I set 144_5. Again, you can get instructions on our website too. I type in SafeCoin. Now from that other website, there was a server and a port. That's the server, that's the port. You now have, with those 4 things, you now have almost everything you need to mine. The algorithm, the personalization string, which is SafeCoin, the server and the port. The very last thing is a really, really important part, and that is your address. So in almost every blockchain out there, you need an address. Where you get the address, we're short for time, right?
We're good for time, but go quick.
Yay, I'll show you guys the paper wallet.
No, go quick, but you have to be super, super detailed. Just saying, you can summarize more.
Okay, so you can go to safecoin.org.
And I know it's hard because you do programming to be super detailed.
Well, yeah, and I've
I get
never
it.
presented this either,
No, I know,
so
I know.
at this point, I'll get better at it.
You're practicing
Oh,
tonight.
you're doing
That's why we're
great.
here.
Yeah. So you click on wallets. Again, so that you see there's a mining link. If what I just said sounded confusing, and I absolutely know that it did, there is a mining link. Number one thing on this website, by the way, this link here takes you to Discord chat. If you go on there, all of a sudden you'll be greeted by 2,000 people, and all of them will be happy to help you.
Cool.
So Discord's very big in crypto. That link right there literally is all you need to know from all of this. You click on that link and you can talk to other human beings, including myself. My username is SafeCoin on there. So under wallets, there is something called a paper wallet. A nice, easy, convenient way. I'm going to skip the hard stuff. So we just saved half an hour there. So what I'm going to do, what I'm actually doing is I'm generating randomness right now. I'm just moving my mouse around on the screen, and you can see it's just measuring the randomness. So it's just basically finding out how random I am. What this does is it generates basically an impossible key that nobody will ever be able to hack.
Very cool.
So does this work with any wallets, or do I need a specialized?
There it is. Now it's in a QR code blockchain, ready to go. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, this. Yeah. So it's all compatible.
That is
yeah.
cool, man.
Every respectable coin should have a paper wallet. So the stuff I'm showing you now, really, you can apply to any of this. If it doesn't have a paper wallet, something's wrong. So you can do this. You can always look up for a paper wallet. It's a nice way of skipping a whole bunch of steps. And then this is compatible with all their other wallets. So this will work for every other wallet they have. So now you have share secret. First thing you do, hit the print button and save that somewhere. You can just print it off on paper is the safest way, so that it's not online at all. If your computer ever gets hacked, there's nothing on your computer. So you can literally just hit print and save that piece of paper. Maybe hit print twice and put one in a storage locker or in a bank. Yes, in a fireproof safe, and you're good for life. Better. That's the one really nice thing about paper wallets is that nobody will ever, because if anybody gets this, you're done. So if anybody gets on your computer and they find out this sequence, they'll never see it again. So, and that's true that's with any blockchain, including Bitcoin. So basically, what we need is we need to save this privately, and then, so clearly I will never use this address, because we're just, I think we're podcasting this or something, so this address should never be used. Now I just copied that, and I go to here, and I paste it in here. And now we're completely configured from mine.
So is that a paper wallet you were just showing?
Yes, paper
Yeah.
wallet.
Okay.
So that just saves us all the
Different. That is
Yeah, yeah,
your
it's
company
really cool.
developed
Random
this
mouse
software
movements.
or
That's true.
website.
Yeah, and then it ran it. It gave up
Yeah.
Your
crazy generated
company
code for
developed this website.
Really
Oh,
good.
yes.
Did you see that?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That stuff is
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah,
already
that's
put
really
into
cool.
use.
Sorry?
I was like,
You require 5 years, already
that
putting
way
2 years.
you-
Oh,
You
yes.
print it offline. You
Yeah,
can't-
yeah, we've been running
When
for
you print
6
it,
months.
you
We
print
have
it offline.
2,000
Snap your
users.
QR code later.
Yeah,
Money in.
we're fully operational. Yeah.
So how much is the safe coin worth?
Oh, yeah. 2 cents about.
Wait,
That is
crowd,
the
you in
word
here?
right there.
Wait, crowd, you in here?
If you're
Price like these go up and down.
What am I
So, 3 cents.
Because I'm big
Yeah,
question
I'm
was
very
also-
excited
How long
about
does
this
it
one.
take to
I
mine
was not
safe
aware that
coin?
there's so many exchanges
Well-
happening here in Calgary. Exactly, so.
There's one last step. So now that's configured.
I love him.
And again, all you guys need to know is that Discord link. You click on that link, people will walk you through anything you need to do. I'm going to click on Miner here.
Happy for
And I'm now mining.
You will see the mining process.
And you can let this run all day.
Yes. Now, one of the problems, especially with running these in the summer, it's extremely hot. It's extremely expensive electricity. This is a specialized algorithm. It is considerably. It is probably the cheapest algorithm to run in summers. You can run it. So I tested it out with Jam. Just to show him, it was a hot day last night. I was over just.
We did turn it off after you leave. I have a rule in my studio: if it's over 30 degrees outside, no mining.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually, anything over 25, no mining. But I have AC, so I can combat the heat a bit. But boy, anything up around 30 is way too hot.
So basically, now you can go back to this Echo Pool page. This is the pool where you mine to.
Can you explain why we're mining to a pool for everyone so they understand?
Sure.
Just a fast understanding of that. So how does a mining pool work? Is it a bunch of machines all coming together? Or just give me
Yeah.
an idea.
Yeah, really, pools do 2 things. They take. I know what I explained sounded super complicated. They get way more complicated than that. So pools take the nuclear science out of it. Pools take all the really, really difficult stuff out of it. You can mine directly onto a blockchain. You don't need a pool, but you have to, it's a full-time job, just to make it work. So pools do that for you. They do all the really, really hard technical stuff. They provide high reliability that you're not going to normally get. And what they do is they pool a bunch of miners together. So there might be, so this pool will typically have 5,000 miners, 5,000 people with rigs, and they'll all collectively mine blocks on one node. So basically, they're all working together as a team to mine blocks.
Why are they mining blocks for the new people? Why do they mine blocks? What's that correlation there? Just layman's terms.
Basically, so the blockchain progresses with something called, so that it's basically like a blockchain. You can think of a chain, except each link in it is a different block. So they call each link a different block, and it just keeps adding on and adding on over time. And basically, what that chain is doing is keeping track of its history, and also managing new transactions.
Very
So-
good. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
Excellent.
Makes sense. See how easy that is? And you just give that analogy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, in order for the chain to progress and keep recording new transactions in history, a new block has to be added to it. And these miners are competing to create that block. And by competing, they make the network extremely strong and hard to attack. So now you see, if we just started mining again, all of a sudden this line is jumping up.
It is, yeah.
So the nice thing about a pool too is you can track how you're doing. Are you going to mine more blocks on a pool? No. You get the exact same as if you never used a pool. But you can track it, and pools get a lot of blocks because you're teamed up with so many people. Working together is good.
Everything in crypto is about the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, everything in crypto is about the crowd. If you like crowd, if you like to be together in a thing bigger than yourself in a team, crypto is the baseline of that. Keep going. Yeah.
So
Working together wins.
if I ran this machine, so there's probably about 600 people mining SafeCoin right now. If I ran this machine on its own, it would probably take 3 or 4 days to get one block.
Does that mean one safe coin?
Sort of. Each block you get 16 safe points.
And
So,
how many
yeah.
days to get 16 coins?
Sorry.
How many days would it take to get 16 coins or hours?
Is it 3?
3 days.
Yeah, I guessed.
Just guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna say. What did you get? You got. Well, it'll tell you right here. So you got 6 safe point. How long did you run for?
Not even long. A few hours, really.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So probably 2 safe point an hour, somewhere in there.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's easy right now, but as soon as you get more out in the market, it gets more difficult.
The difficulty
Yes.
goes up as the popularity goes up. You bet it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've tried to make our algorithm help with that. A couple things about this coin is, first of all, I mentioned there's 2 other streams, nice hash and ASICs. And ASICs are way more powerful. So you have to, when you guys are mining stuff on your video cards, you have to compete with the ASICs and you have to compete with the nice hash. This algorithm blocks both of them. ASICs do not work with this algorithm. ASICs cannot mine as coin. So that's extremely, extremely rare. Very few coins have that. Also, nice hash does not work with it. I think there are probably like 4 coins in the world that don't work with nice hash. So it is extremely hard to block nice hash. So we've blocked both nice hash and ASICs, which means that when you're running your rig, you don't have to compete with the other 2. You're just competing with the other people mining it on their rigs. You're just competing with the video cards. So you get a lot more coins, which is how like Jan was able to get 2 coins an hour or so. You would not get that on those coins. You'd spend a long time just trying to get 1 coin.
How long does it take to mine one Bitcoin?
Right.
Oh God.
A year?
Like on this?
Yeah, let's just say in perspective.
Nowadays, what do you think, 5 years?
Oh wow.
Jan?
Which?
If we wanted to mine a Bitcoin on this.
5 years?
Just
No,
guess.
no. Couple years though. Couple years. Years is right. Years is right. Yeah, I'd say at least a couple years.
Okay,
Yeah.
couple years.
Yeah.
And how much is this rig over here?
Well,
Approximately?
I know everyone pokes at things like ROI and such, so just let me say this first of all. Many of us have bought a device or a computer for all kinds of value and all kinds of money. None of us have ever bought a device that actually does more than one thing like this one and actually creates income. So if you want to play the ROI game, take half of the cost of this and apply that to your daily life, your computer, your personal enjoyment with the web and all that sort of stuff. Then take the other half of the cost, which would be about $1,500, and apply that to your mining investment. Okay, that's how I look at it. So $1,500 towards an investment of mining, X number of safe coins every day, X percentage of Bitcoin every day through NiceHash. You're getting rewards. I can't tell you exactly how many days it will take to pay off the $1,500 investment, but I can tell you it will get paid off. It's guaranteed. How about that? Right? Do you want to participate? Step up. If you don't, go another direction, those kinds of things. But that's the beauty of it. The beauty right there is that it will pay itself off. Not that many other mechanisms exist out there with that kind of style, right? So keep that in mind. So really to pay $1,500 off in safe coins, Bitcoins, Ethereums, and all these other types of coins, you could probably do that in a few months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, I don't know. It just depends on how the market moves, what coin we're mining for, and this kinds of thing, okay? But if we did Zcash here, and no disrespecting Safecoin, love it, but Zcash is worth a lot more, and we can easily do that with that machine in 2 minutes, kind of thing, right? So you can choose your investment, you can choose your path, you can choose your coin of reward, and you are in control of kind of your destiny, how much you want to make, what do you care about, what project, how many coins, that kind of thing. So there's beauty in all that, so keep that in mind. Half of it I still feel I'm a capitalist with you and I'm an investor, I want my money back, and then the other half of me is participating and enjoying something like this, right? But always knowing in the back of my mind that my stuff is being paid off, so I'm good, that kind of feeling, right? So $3K to get involved with my machine here, up to $6K if you want to do the six card unit, okay? Your rewards and your ROI are going to come back in maybe like, you know, a year. It'll probably take you a year to pay back all of your investment if you want to do this properly, right? And that's just a one machine trickling along, right? When you think of a mining farm that I set up, and I'm working on one of the largest mining farms around Alberta right now with these guys, and when you think of that farm, 10,000 machines like that running all in unison, all at once, we're making a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of crypto rewards in that kind of power like that, right? So at the home hobbyist level, it's fun, it's profitable, it's all lovely, but at the warehouse level or the commercial level, it gets really lucrative, and that's where the real jam on the bread is, okay? That's where the money's at, okay? The money's not at home, chilling on Netflix, playing a little Fortnite, switching over to mining on your rig, you know what I mean? Like that's not big, but I'll tell you more. 5 of those in the house can probably pay the rent or the mortgage, you know what I mean? And a considerable chunk of the overheads. So investing, exactly. It's almost like owning an ATM and getting those charges on the ATM coming back to you in cash flow, right? So the more machines you have working for you, the more robots, you know, stake and claim and getting coins, the more overheads you can cover with those investments in those averages. So a friend of mine in Vernon bought 10 S9 ant miners from me, 10 of them, runs them in his Vernon cabin, which is a really big house, it's pretty baller. And that is paying the majority of the mortgage, so he doesn't have to do Airbnb because they kicked the shit out of the cabin. So he tried Airbnb from Calgary, wife and him, you know, got the cabin. People came in, disrespected, canceled that, bought 10 S9 Bitcoin miners, runs them in the basement, and pays the majority of the overheads with the mining. 10 will do the job. 10 can run in anybody's house. It's hot as shit, right? But down in the basement, it is hot as shit. I don't lie about any of this stuff. It's hot. This does not produce that much heat comparison, right? But those 10 S9s are paying the bills, man. You know what I mean?
Those S9s are...
He was here tonight. He actually sat up front. That's Mike there. He was here tonight. He's one of the clients, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's got 10 S9 Bitcoin ant miners running that I sold him, and they run in his Vernon cabin in Vernon. You guys all know where that is, and he is making bacon right now. He's paying most of the bills with that. Enough to the point where he doesn't have to have his wife sweat it, and they are comfortable. You know what I mean? And that's pretty cool. And that was all the strategy that he asked me about. He's like, hey, this is what's going on. Airbnb's kicking the shit out of my place. You think mining could help me cover the costs? And I said, hell yeah. And then we did a little math to figure out how many would be enough, and then we came up with 10. And he's actually thinking about going to 20, and 20 would max out his electricity in the house anyway. But with nobody there, no one cares. But if you want to run a hairdryer or hit the microwave for a little Michelinas, you're toast because there's no more juice for you. Right? The whole house is consuming mining
My
power.
kind of place.
Right? That's how my friend Michael lived. Yeah, his wife was so mad. It was another scenario like mine where the living room was full and my girlfriend's kicking us out. Well, his wife kicked out the miners out of the house. I can't remember how many he had running. They had to have like he's always in shorts with no shirt on. She can't run the hairdryer or the curling iron because there's no power in the house anymore. This is excessive. This is addiction, right? so he was going crazy with it.
Would never say I'm not addicted to crypto.
Lots of stories. Oh wow, we got something in a wallet here. Do we have money?
I didn't do yours because I would have had to show your private key.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We've got 777 coins there. Is that what that says?
Oh, that's just because we have no internet connection.
Oh, okay. You got me all excited.
That would be nice. Yeah, no, the Wi-Fi, they said no to the mining.
Well, they kicked us off? Really?
Yeah.
So we can't mine at the sushi restaurant for free?
I think you could probably plug into the wall and do it, yeah.
Too funny,
So,
too
quick
funny.
question.
See now, ladies and gentlemen, they cut us off from mining here at the sushi restaurant. How dare they? How dare they? Well, we're going to wrap things up. I'm open for questions right now. I want to take the last part of the night and just talk to you guys about anything you want to talk about. That's how I usually do it. Thank you to Jeff for coming up here and bringing us into your space and into your SafeCoin world. Really impressed with what the project that you put together here and that you're working on still. You've made it your baby. You've made it your life. Is there anything from anybody that want to ask me anything right now? You want me to look something up together? Put up your hand, shoot it out, shout it out. Go ahead, tell me anything. What do you got?
I have a question. Well, I guess for you and Jeff, like, how,
Next. Yeah.
like, what's the biggest obstacle in the way of SafeCoin getting from like 2 cents a share to like 10? How do you bring that to the masses where
People will adopt it, and it is something to that effect. But we have to put it in their under their nose. And Jeff is working on many things, and I'm going to help him with marketing as well. So we're going to apply some marketing, and we're going to apply some ingenuity, and we're going to get listed in more and more and more directories and exchanges. So SafeCoin needs to get on CoinMarketCap, needs to get on the all-time coin index, more and more indexes, more and more marketplaces, and then the exchanges will pick the coin up more, and then people will rally behind it and develop it. There's a lot of time left. If I tell you 2 years from now, and SafeCoin gets a buck or two, we're happy. He's happy. I'm happy. Like it won't be long, but it will take some time to gain some value. But it is happening already, and it will take some time to gain velocity. And we're doing everything we can with the resources we have now, but yet we're now going to apply some new strategies to the mix. But thus far, it's done a very good job. It's on all kinds of different news wires, and there's people who are making YouTube videos about it and all kinds of stuff already. So I'm going to switch the monitor here. But there's tons of love right now out in the marketplace for SafeCoin. You just haven't looked yet, but you will tonight. You go look on YouTube, and I'll just even show you. There's a bunch of humanity that has already got behind it and is broadcasting information about it and that kind of thing. And that's how it all starts. It's new, right? Everything is new once, and then everything kind of develops or fails. And so far, SafeCoin is built on Komodo, and it can't fail. So it's got that going for it. Now it's just about time and longevity, and you can see all my house music here coming up. But that's how they are.
Looks familiar, eh?
What do you want me to say?
Every marketer's YouTube.
I always listen to those like Beach House and all those ones.
Oh, they're the best ones.
16-hour long mix.
Yeah.
Well, they fill it with ads now too. I noticed they got me now
it's
too.
so
And
weird.
Ty Lopez comes on with a 2-hour ad.
What?
Ty Lopez stuffs a 2-hour ad in my house music reel.
Oh.
How am I supposed to digest that? Ty Lopez, eat it, buddy. Anyway, so SafeCoin founder answers tough questions about the blockchain. Oh, he's on YouTube, and this is Seth Estrada. He's got a lot of people following him in his little circles. SafeCoin, a Komodo fork that looks interesting by Kev's Crypto. Kev's out of Ireland. This guy's got a lot of people following in the UK and all that. He loves SafeCoin. He's actually a brand ambassador, and he's an evangelist big time. SafeCoin team meeting. These guys do their live meeting every Sunday. They're transparent. Look for projects where you can actually see the fucking people, and they're transparent and actually working. Like, hella, that's great. If you could look into Audi and see your car being made and see all the people working on it, you'd be like, yeah, this brand is cool, right? So they offer that. You can dive right in and see them working on it. Remember that crypto is developing. There's time. We have years and years ahead of us in a sense of where it's developing to. So don't give all this short-sightedness and apply this to crypto. Give your long-sightedness and apply this to crypto. Go long in your mindset, okay? And think deep, okay? This is really important to think of. So anyway, there's other things named it, so don't get caught up in that. We'll say that too, because he's had his day of like telling people, hey, I own the name, we're patented and that kind of thing, and that's been a challenge for him as well. But the coin will go up, and again, you guys can get into something, know the CEO, know the developer, know all these people involved at a very low rate, and that's really cool. Like you will not meet the developers of the Bow Tower downtown that you might have been able to invest in. You won't meet the developers at Apple, but you can meet Jeff today and get behind something from our own locale and our own community, which is cool. So that to me has a lot of merit, and I get excited about these things. But go to YouTube and learn some things. And let me talk about YouTube for a minute. There's a lot of fake ass crypto bullshit on there. Go for the skill stuff. Go watch a video on how to use Binance effectively for trading. Go watch a video on how to analyze the marketplace and how to watch charts. Go look at skill set videos on YouTube and fill your mind with good quality stuff. Don't go look at the fake news and all that garbage and get your head all twisted. Stay in the bubble of skills. Learn how to apply your energy to the marketplace and make wealth happen. Go ahead, sir. Talk to me.
Is there a masternode option for SafeCoin?
It's coming. We're co-developing it with Jeff, and we're going to have something that actually produces income instead of all this fake-ass, hyped-up fallacy. Okay. And just like Dash right now is providing a 7 or 8% return on the regular, okay, and not wavering, that's what SafeCoin's going to be doing too. It's going to have kind of a set value, and we're going to kind of pay that back in the Masternode segment and keep it steady Eddie. Because all we've seen in the Masternode segment is pump and dumps and ups and downs and a bunch of fooling around by these CEOs that own those coins. To be honest, a lot of them are screwing it up for themselves. And it's giving masternoding a kind of a bad rep lately too. There's been a lot of like internal sabotage inside there. I'm not even going to cover masternodes tonight, and usually I do, right? because honestly the new news in masternodes is nothing new. Okay, and is there any really killer plays in it? Not really. Like, they're there, there's plays, do your diligence, but I still don't know of any, even after being deep in it with Corey all week. I can't even give you guys one that I'm saying go get it with $1,000 and rock and roll. Like, I can't even give you one right now. So that's how I feel about it. So I'm not even going to talk about more of it like I usually do, because there's still nothing in the space that's delivering that ROI that we're really wanting out of this. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we've tested, we've betaed, we worked with some and all that, and I want to say that there's still money in that space, but I don't know the exact one because I'm actually not doing it this minute. I'm just taking a pause on masternodes, and I'm waiting till some of these exchanges catch on. And what I feel is we need more adoption by better quality exchanges instead of one like GravX, where there's only a handful of the consortium in there, and then they're pumping and dumping and abusing the shares of that coin basically, and that's not cool. The only way that you can stop that from happening is having the coin spread across multiple exchanges, and it keeps the decentralized nature fair, and it's fair game, and we need to get to that. So there's an issue still right there in the masternode segment, and Corey's been experiencing the same thing.
A learning curve.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you think about launching Bitcoin, Litecoin, Stellar on Nasdaq in public?
Well, I don't think they can. I don't think they can launch it on NASDAQ, right? Because it's a cryptocurrency that doesn't formulate the same way. They can load futures into the system. It's called futures, where they kind of like bet against the future of that coin developing. Okay. So because it's cryptocurrency, it cannot be added to NASDAQ like you're thinking. Like it can only be traded against it.
They're talking about regulation.
Yeah, they can't regulate Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency and put it inside the NASDAQ. They cannot do it. They can only talk about bringing Bitcoin in as a value, as a future value, and then selling and trading off of that. Keep that in mind. Bitcoin is owned by the people, and NASDAQ or anyone cannot own it.
It is odd because I keep reading articles about Nasdaq wanting to launch it or in public.
Yeah, it's in trades. It's in a future trading situation. Yeah. But they cannot actually have the actual Bitcoin like you're thinking. Yeah. Bitcoin cannot trade like that. It doesn't work like that. It's empowered with people, and the people hold it. So NASDAQ can't hold the shares. That's why NASDAQ can't hold the shares, deal the shares, and sell the shares like you're thinking like you can in other companies.
And do you ever think that it's gonna get regulated once, like that a big bank has control over it?
My opinion is no. I do not think that cryptocurrency will be regulated. I think that certain currencies will be within regulation. So things like Ripple will live inside the regulation of the markets, and investors like yourself and myself can still buy it and reap the rewards of such, right? But cryptocurrency will have a percentage of the pie chart that is an unregulated marketplace consistently and continually. Again, some of this is all people owned, and it's not designed or even in the inclination to be regulated. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. And does that make it riskier? Or does that make it more of a thing? Yeah, it does. But over time, these projects will get less and less riskier. These softwares will have less and less hacking, and will have more and more security. And the need for regulation is still not there because it's really a people's choice in most of these cases. Okay, keep that in mind. Yeah.
I'm promoting CoinSquare.
Yeah.
And I always get asked, I always have to argue with newcomers or people that are interested in.
You should promote Bitcoin investments with us locally instead of that.
If they can't do it like through their banks or like we do, or you trade stocks or anything,
Yeah.
because they don't want to get verified. They don't want to open up an account on a platform and stuff. And I always
It's a battle.
Yeah, it's tougher because some.
Can I tell you more? Most of the investors that live out there investing in the ETFs, the stock market, through their banking, through their TD, Nesbitt, Burns, all these types of things that they use, they want an easy button to press that just diverts over to Bitcoin and gets it handled, and they don't have that. They want to take Aurora, wheat stocks, and Canada stock money out and push over to Bitcoin and keep it all inside the system of what they have going on, and it's not ready yet. It doesn't work like that, right? So their only option is to cash in some of it, take that out to cash, and then go buy into Bitcoin, come into wherever, CoinSquare, wherever you're saying, right? But Bitcoin investments as well. So it doesn't matter. The point is that they have to take the cash out into crypto, right? And that's what shows you that it can't be regulated. That's what tells you that it is off on its own island there, okay? And a lot of people are idiots. Like, they think that crypto is so fucking big and the stock market's bullshit. If you really look at the math, the stock market is like gigantic, and crypto is one speck of sand, one sandy speck compared to a planet of money that is inside the stock market. So those guys are yo-yos. Like, the crypto sphere has a lot to grow. We're the moon, and then the Wall Street's the Earth. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of growth to ever even catch up to like what Wall Street and the amount of money that's been pumped into the assets that we have and such, right? But back to that, there's a growing, incredible need for those people that have wealth inside the system to transfer that over to crypto, but there is no bridge. There's no clean mechanism. And what NASDAQ and all these companies, and they're talking about in Chicago, was selling futures. It's just like almost like a future bet on the Bitcoin, kind of idea. And that's what they're selling as futures. And those are shit too. You know what I mean? I think they're shit myself, but some guys like to gamble and they buy into that stuff. I'd rather buy the Bitcoin. You're better off calling me and just buying some Bitcoin. $1,000, $10,000, whatever the hell, I don't care. But you're better off just buying the Bitcoin and bloody well owning it and keeping it in your wallet. Let me show you guys the top 100 richest wallets of Bitcoin here. Okay, these are interesting. So Bitcoin is held in various balances around the world. You can see it's all transparent on the blockchain, right? So top 100 wallets. The first one in the world is holding 1.1 billion, B-I-L-L-I-O-N, $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And it's owned by Bitfinex, which is, guess what it is? An exchange, right? You want to talk about billion-dollar money? That's why I'm so proud of Jeff back here. He has a starter exchange. If Jeff just gets to $500 million, it's Lambos for Christmas, okay? You know what I'm saying? Right? So he's got a bit of ways to go, but man, look at the potential here. Binance, number 2, we talked about them, 1.1 billion. Bitstamp, another one, 714 million, right? 0.7 of a billion. Bittrex, another exchange, 700 million, rounding it up. Huobi, they just opened in Toronto, Huobi Canada, Huobi, Chinese name, or Korean actually, I have a hard time saying it. Huobi, these guys have $637 million worth of Bitcoin in their purse. And then we go to number 6, 7, 8, you kind of scroll down here, you go down 350 million, 260 million, blah, blah, blah. Let's get down to number 50, is at 164 million in the Bitcoin wallet. Then you get down, you got people holding 20,000 Bitcoins, and they're holding 130 million in their wallet. We don't even know who they are. Some of these have a green stamp. You can see this one is Binance again. So Binance wallet is holding 120 million US dollars of Bitcoin right there. And let's count down wallet number 100, and that's Jeff from SafeCoin's wallet, and he's got 65 million, 10,000 Bitcoin, Jeff. Way to go, bro. Look at this guy, 65 million of Bitcoin, this guy, and then rounding up the top 100. I'm teasing right now, but Jeff does wish that was his wallet.
I do wish that.
He does wish that. He's not joking.
He's silly not to.
So you can even see if anybody gives a shit about that wallet and how many transactions have come in. That's what this number is over here on the right. This one's had 91 transactions of going in and out, and it's at $69 million. So this wallet's got some activity. That has had 4. You can go up here, you can see 1. Look at this. Listen to this. 1 transaction, $100 million, 1 transaction. That dude bought 15,500 Bitcoins. 15,500. 100 million of them, 1 transaction, just a deposit. Boom. Boom. How many of you have friends, put up your hand, that have bought $100 million worth of anything before in one shot? Anybody? I don't yet. I need to meet people like this. But if you're out there, come on, show us your face. But 1 transaction, ladies and gentlemen. See how sick that is? And right below it, look, right below it, another $100 million worth of Bitcoin, and it has had 4,923 transactions on that wallet already. Almost 5K of transactions, and the one right above it is 1. So one guy's like a mega Miami billion-dollar baller there and throws down 100 million on Bitcoin, and the wallet right below it is going like a retail store at the Met or the Bay, and they're pumping through 4,900 transactions. So interesting. Welcome to the blockchain. You can learn things. I don't know who owns that wallet. We don't know shit, but we see the value.
Look at the date.
It exists and it lives there, right?
Is that 2015?
Where?
Or what's the date on that?
August 9th, 2018. So it was this month. This month, right now at 3:57 in the afternoon, someone stepped up for $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Was that you?
Just as we showed up.
It's anonymity, right? It's anonymous. We don't know, but that's just now. That's a recent fucking purchase, guys. People are wealthy out there. They're still like, now's a good time to buy Bitcoin. That just showed you all tonight that now is a great time. If someone stepped up for $100 million worth of Bitcoin, and that's today's date at 3 o'clock this afternoon, which was 1,500 hours. That's 3:57, right? So this afternoon at 3:57, someone bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin, and we're seeing it all right here together on the blockchain. How cool is that, right? How cool is that? And at the same time, look at that. So for all the non-believers, the people that think it's bullshit, this guy spent $100 million today on it. This guy or this girl. So let's applaud them, and let's give them some kudos for stepping up and joining the crypto sphere. Right? Killer.